Hi Pre-K. I am going to show you how to do the bear graphing math activity for today. I brought our magnetic whiteboard from school to my house so I could put some things on it if we needed it. So here it is. So materials you will need. You will need your envelope with your little bears in it. The ones that look like this. Okay. And you will need this piece of paper. It's got bears on the bottom and looks like a graph. So I'm going to put my paper up here so that you can see it. I got it all crooked. My goodness gracious. All right, so there's my paper. You are going to take some bears out of your envelope. You can choose how many. Your graph does only have 6 spaces, so you can only have up to 6. Do not fill them all in to 6 because I want you to do some counting with this. So I'll fill my graph in. You're going to choose the colors and then put them on the graph. So you're going to fill the graph from the bottom up. Okay, kind of like we do, well, just like we do with our weather graph, how we have the weather down here and then we fill it up. So this graph is the bears and you're going to fill it up. So I chose to put that many blue bears on. We'll talk about how many in just a second. I'm putting 1 yellow bear. And you guys know my favorite color is green. So let's see how many green ones I'm putting on. Okay, and then I have red. My printer was not working very well, so my bears look a little bit orange, but that's okay. They're really red. All right, so this is how I would like to make my graph. Now remember, you're not going to fill them all up to the top. You can fill one up to the top if you want to, okay? Next, I'm going to take my whiteboard. I'm going to pretend that this is your whiteboard. And I'm going to count. I'm going to use my finger to count. One of these, actually 2 of them you might be able to subbatize, but it's okay if you can't. If you need to point with your finger, that is perfect. Okay, so let's see how many blue bears I put on. 1, 2, 3. So on my whiteboard right below, I'm going to write the number 3. If the number 3 is tricky for you to write, have mom or dad put dots like this so that you can trace on it, or mom and dad can hold your hand and help you. Okay, so I have 3 blue bears. I bet you can subbatize how many yellow bears I have. I have 1, so I'm going to make the number 1. Let's see how many green bears I put on here. I'm going to point because that number is too big for me to subbatize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 is tricky. Down and around and put the top on. That's a 5. Okay, again, you can have mom or dad or whoever your adult is dot the number for you and you can connect the dots, or they can help you and help with your hand. Let's count how many red ones I put on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Short side, across, pick up, straight down. All right, I'm going to erase these so it's not bothering me. There we go. Now, then what I want you to do is talk to your adult and tell them 2 things about your graph. 2 things about your graph, okay? So my 2 things are green bears have the most on my graph. and I do not have any that are equal. So those are the two things I picked. I do not have any that are equal, and Green Bears has the most. If you have some that are equal, you can talk about which ones are equal. You could talk about which one has the least. Okay? So my yellow bears have the least amount. Okay? You could also say, I need 2 more red bears to make it to the top. Or I need 1 more red bear until it's equal with the green bears. Okay? So you're filling your graph in. Remember, we're not making them all go to the top. They need to be different amounts. You're going to write the numbers. Okay? And then you're going to tell your adult 2 things about your graph. All right? Have fun with this. Bye, guys.